Hi, my fellow samurais. Yes, you all here, men and women, are samurais. In fact, if the ancient samurais from Japan are still around today, I bet they would come to Global Wellness Summit. You see why by the end of this talk. But first, let me tell you why I'm here today. And my clicker, not a very mindful samurai, not only to say long-sighted. Which button do I press? Bill green, right? The big one, thank you. The green one, okay. I'm here out of gratefulness to all of you. Yes, I mean all of you. But we haven't met, you might think. Well, in my personal belief, no one meet by chance. It's a destiny. I believe that you all here used to be my teachers who have helped me tremendously in my previous lifetimes. And today is my chance to return the favor. Also, I come here thinking this could be my last talk. I could die today. But if I die today, it will be a day well spent because I have a chance to pay back to you all, my teachers, which is a big thing for Asians to do this. You see, when you spend years doing research on samurais and mindfulness, and also practice many kind of sword, not exactly kendo, but kenjutsu, which is a father of kendo, kenjutsu, bato jutsu, iaido, and many things, including the sports janbara. This mindfulness of death on a daily basis, like a true samurai, sort of rub on you. Talking about mindfulness, I'm sure you're familiar already, maybe experts even better than me in terms of Western adaptation of mindfulness. I'm here to offer an Asian perspective. You see, in all Buddhist denominations, we have different denominations, many, but we all share one thing in common, no, two things in common, mindfulness and compassion. And you see in the short demonstration I show you later that it always goes together. Interestingly, these two qualities can be best illustrated by two samurai stories. And if there's a Japanese in the audience, feel free to correct me later if I'm wrong. You should know better. Doso yoroshiku onegai itashimasu, which is the short Japanese phrase mean, please give me guidance and I respect you all. And I mean you all. The first, so let's go back on a time machine to 16th century. Meet an influential warlord named Uesaki Kenshin. His main rival was Takeda Shinken, a next door province lord. Shinken's province didn't have access to the sea, which means that he has to rely on salt supply from other warlords. One day, those warlords decided to stop sending him the salt supply due to political conflict. So it's a trade sanction of the 16th century, so the United States didn't invent trade sanction, okay? The Japanese had it in the 16th century. Well, what happened next? What would you do? Okay, wait, let me think. When you don't have salt supply in that old days, your people become malnourished. Your army weakened badly. After it went on for a while, the news went to his main rival. What would you do, my fellow samurais, if you were Kenshin? Would you take that opportunity to ruthlessly destroy your neighbor, rivals? You could have done that easily. But you know what happened? Kenshin decided to send his own salt supply to his main rival. He said that, I believe that wars should be won by sword, not by salt. If that's not compassion, what could it be? And because of that, compassion of him, Kenshin went down in Japanese history. The next story is about mindfulness. Let's meet Ashikaga Yoshimasa. He's a shogun from the 16th century. You might not have heard of his name, but you may have been to his place. The Silver Pavilion is the main tourist attraction in Kyoto. You see, during his time, there was a lot of civil wars in Japan. Many generals, provincial lords, fought to take control of resources and power. But Yoshimasa would not have any of that. He wanted peace. So what he did was he retreated to his pavilion, practicing Zen or mindfulness, and put mindfulness or Zen in almost every Japanese arts and culture existing at that time. The Zen garden you see here, there's a little Zen structure of Mount Fuji there. Has been there for centuries. I feel like jumping on top of that every time I go there, but otherwise I didn't do it because they wouldn't let me in Japan again. But I'm very tempted. The shogun would not have liked that. I would be beheaded. But it is his garden. So Zen garden, the tea ceremony, calligraphy writing, what else? So no play. It all originated there by the shogun who put mindfulness in it. And because of his mindfulness practice and he put it into use, the shogun went down in history. Nobody remember the names of the general in the war anymore. I mean, who cares, right? But people today are so grateful of what the shogun did. He went down in history because of mindfulness. Now, I know you would maybe question me, but those are rulers and leaders as a shogun and warlords. What about everyday samurais? Interestingly, I found the answers in all the ancient martial arts, the sword school where you have to learn how to cut with a real sword and fight with real sword. I couldn't bring my real sword today, and they wouldn't let me in. So this is a practice sword. It's not painful. It's made from sponge. It's from a sport called sports Janbara, which I represented Thailand at the time at the World Championship in 2006, 1 year after the invention of iPhone. If I remember Dave McCorkan right this morning. So I found this in every sword school. Mindfulness and compassion in the sword duel, and you would see soon. But before we go into that, I let you do two things. It's optional. You can do it or not. First, I'm going to ask you a Zen question. It's a real question that was asked my sword teacher after a long practice of long sword, short sword, bare hand fighting, jiu-jitsu, what else? Fighting with a long wooden sticks called bojutsu, and many more. At the end of the practice, he asked me, which is a real question that used for centuries to test a younger samurai, but of course, he adapted to modern day application. He asked me, if you encounter a drunk guy in the last train in Tokyo, which it can happen, and he threatened to stab you with a sharp knife, what would you do? What would you do? What would you do, Bill? What would you do? At that time, the context is after I practiced many kind of weapons. So I said, what sword should I use? Long sword, short sword, a combination of bare hands? But I know his answer, the question, he didn't want real answer. He wanted me to think. So I said, honestly, like a good samurai, I don't know. At which point, you know what his reply is? Stupid, you run. And I said, what? After all this, a samurai can run? And I don't know if you're here, all the people who come to my expert table answer it much smarter than me. Carl, are you here? Lynn, Stephen, they all answer a better answer than me. So my teacher went on to say that in a 350 years old book to train young samurais, Budo Shoshinshu, young cadets, if you will. It was said that among other things, a good samurai has to be mindful at all times of what he thinks, he say, and he do. And also he have to try to constantly improve himself in every area of life. And he have to learn how to survive and take good care of himself or herself so that they can take good care of others. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I told that you're all a samurai. You constantly try to improve yourself, you're mindful, and you take good care of yourself. I can see that. So that you can take good care of others in your own respective business. The second thing I'm going to let you do is optional. I'm going to lead you through, like when you do a real sword practice with real samurai sword, it's dangerous, it's sharp. But when you're a beginner, they let you use a dull blade first, of course, otherwise you kill yourself. We have to practice some mindful breathing. So it's optional. But hey, you are here, the Global Wellness Summit, why don't you give it a try? Among other things, the Western researchers found that it can help in anti-aging. I don't know about that, but this year at 52, I feel healthier than when I was 30 years old when I didn't practice mindfulness. So this is what we're going to do. I want you to imagine yourself like sitting like a samurai, which means straight, elegant, and imagine a sword next to your body. One of the hand is holding it, and back straight. The brain works better when your back is straight. Relax your shoulder and neck. I'm going to lead you through only 3 mindful breathing, and let you see if you can feel it. But I'm going to do like this. When I tell you to breathe in, I will count to 3. When I told you to breathe out, I will count to 5. But my little trick is, when you breathe out, it helps better if you blow it through your mouth like this. Long and slow, okay? And then I will lead you into a brief compassion practice also. It's a 2 combination. All right, ready, summarize? Okay, let's go. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Blow out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause a little. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Blow out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One last time. Breathe in deep. 1, 2, 3. Blow out long and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I want you to think about, send best wishes and warm best regards and compassion and thanks to everyone who has come across your life. Your parents, your teachers, your family and friends, even your dogs. Because of their love, their dedication, their sacrifice, you can be here today to do whatever you want to do. You have enriched your life. I want you to say to them in your mind, thank you, thank you, thank you. May you all be happy, healthy, and peaceful. Now I have prepped your brain to be like a samurai mind. We are ready for some action. Oh, that was me when I was 39, looking very awful. And on the left is a kenjutsu with a wooden sword. On the right is I have to return the real sword, a sharp blade, into the scabbard without looking. And there's a lot of story behind that. In every school, it's always end the same. You have to return the sword back without looking. I can tell you more in next year's summit if they invite me. Why you cannot look down when you put in. It's real blade. You can cut yourself, but you are not allowed to do so. So anyway, in this I'm going to show you 3 one sword move, but 3 different scenarios. The first scenario is what happened if a mindful samurai got attacked by the enemy. The second scenario is similar. The mindful samurai got attacked, gave compassion like in the first one, but still have to do his duty as a samurai. And last scenario is what happened when 2 non-mindful samurai meet in a sword fight. And for this, I'm so happy to introduce my dual partner, my own publisher, and Coach Chi, who agreed to fly in yesterday to let me hit him. And by the way, if I accidentally hurt him, I need a new publisher for my next book. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Tasapak Lersavet. It's not every day that an author gets to hit a publisher. Yes. So, oh, I have to be on that side. Thank you. See, mindless samurai. Don't tell my sword sensei. I have to be on this side so you can see better. Better put down the clicker. 300 years ago, they don't have this. So let's see. Make sure you don't fall down, okay? You have insurance? Oh, we have a lot of doctors here. Don't worry, you can fall. We have to measure this first just to make sure. And the stage is much narrower when we practice, but we try our best. Kyosuke, Rei, onegai shimasu. Sort up. Wait. He plays a bad guy. I'm a good guy, mindful samurai. He tried to hit me on the head. A bad guy draws a sword. A good guy never draws a sword. Samurai don't draw a sword unless absolutely necessary. They try to solve the problem peaceful and mindful way. Hui! Stop. So this is what happened when a mindful samurai received an attack. He could have killed easily. He was mindful enough to move himself in the position out of danger and put the sword in the advantageous position. But he has compassion. He gives his opponent a chance to live, to calm down, and come to his sense, and maybe we can resolve the conflict in a peaceful way. And this is prevalent in every ancient sword school in Japan. Okay, thank you. And the second one is similar to the first one. Same sword move, but different scenario. It doesn't mean that in every situation you can solve the problem peacefully. So what would a mindful samurai do? I already gave him a chance. He tried to hit me first on the head. The second blow, he could do the body blow here. We're going to do a slow motion, like in Star Wars. He is Darth Vader. I'm a good guy. and then let's see what happened. Okay. Hui. Blow. ถอยไป Move back. So I was mindful enough to be that position, and I was mindful that he made a slight movement to kill me here. And because I have a better position, I kill him swiftly in one blow at the neck. And that's also a show of compassion. You know why? You know why, Stephen? Because the samurai sword is very sharp. When you do it correctly, like I practice cutting with the bamboo and all that, they said you can die before you can feel the pain, and that's a show of compassion. Otherwise, it would be like, sorry, let me try again. Like this. No, not very good samurai. You have to learn the technique to do it fast and slow. Don't tell my sword sensei do this, he would kill me. And the third one is now you see well, because I think it happens every day in today's world. What would happen if two non-mindful samurai meet? It will go like this. Don't do this at home. And ladies, don't do this on your husband. I beg you on behalf of all men in the world. You're welcome, gentlemen. Hui. อยู่ที่พื้นก่อน You know why I have to bow to him? I honor him, I respect him, but I have to do my duty. Does it hurt? Sorry. And but anyway, Wes, okay, you can come to the microphone here. You have the microphone because why? He is an entrepreneur. He would be able to tell you how it's like in three different situations and how you can apply it in the business world.
Wow, that's really hurt.
Now you have 6 seconds.
Okay, like you see, like how mindfulness can help a better world. Like if you compare that teach into the business sense. When you do business, don't try to compete to your competitors. Just stay in your area. so that you do your, I take care of my customer, and that will be fine. We got a better world because some new creativity, some new inventions, without any harmful to anyone or business.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tasapak Lersavet. And oops, they took out my slide just very quickly. What did you learn from all of this? Yeah.
Anyone want to try?
Oh, go down, go down. So you may think that I tell you to live mindfully and have compassion, right? On the surface, yes. But if you ask me what I wish I could remember from these 20 minutes, it's not my talk. It's that peaceful feeling you felt when you did your mindful breathing. Because your direct experience counts more than my words. And that's how the samurais master passed on this wisdom throughout centuries. Not by words, not by teaching, not by talks, but by creating scenarios that the young samurai would understand the benefits of mindfulness and compassion. And because life is uncertain, maybe we don't meet again in this lifetime. So my teachers, until the next lifetime, please take good care of yourself so that you can take good care of others like a good samurai that you are. Sayonara. Thank you very much.